Hello everybody, Tim's BMW DIY again to do another DIY for you guys. The N54 is notorious for having some issues. One of them is the upper radiator hose. The other issue you have is this expansion tank return line. This goes to your expansion tank. This guy right here. The problems that you encounter with this guy right here is this nipple. After time, heat cycling gets really brittle, and if you barely put too much pressure on it, they snap, and then you have coolant flying all over the place. That wasn't my problem. The problem I had was the internal O-ring on this upper radiator hose was failing. It was just leaking coolant onto my belt, so I just replaced the belt and the deflector pulley, and I started to hear this noise, and I said, what the heck? And I went in there, stuck my hand like this, and it was wet, and I could feel it's coming right here, right where the hose comes together. So gonna do the upper radiator hose today. Got a brand new one. Relatively inexpensive, $20 shipped to me. It's basically what you'd get at the parts store locally. They wanted like $55-60 for the same thing, so we're gonna try it out, see if it works. The other issue you'll encounter with this return line is that, let me unclip it here. I'll show you guys what the problem I had. The problem I encountered is that this line has a plastic center section. Feed it through here without knocking the camera over. So yeah, the issue is this right here, this flimsy piece of plastic, and mine actually cracked on me, and I happen to have a 5/16 piece of fuel hose in my car with 2 clamps, and I was extremely lucky, otherwise I had to call a wrecker. I also had some coolant in my trunk, so I was able to fill what mostly I had lost on the road and hose clamp this brilliant idea back together. I don't know why they decided to do this, but we are going to change all that, because today we're going to replace it with this. It makes no sense to me why BMW couldn't just done this right here, where you get just a basic piece of aluminum. This guy, if I flex it too hard, it just snaps right now. It's really hard and brittle. So there's a fuel or a cooling system upgrade right there, getting rid of that plastic. These upper radiator hoses are kind of a pain in the butt because the radiator tanks are plastic, and if you pry too hard on this outlet right here, you'll break your whole radiator. I've seen these guys break off right here. This other side's aluminum. It's part of the oil filter housing assembly, so you don't have to worry about that one so much as this one. You have to be very, very careful as you pry that off. There's also a hose that connects on the bottom here. This guy right here. That one you have to be careful, because you don't want to crack your hose housing. So if you're prying too hard on this guy, you could potentially crack it. So you got to be careful. Recommend using pick tools, small screwdrivers to do this. Try not to pry too hard on anything, especially not the radiator neck. And coming soon, I'm going to get an all aluminum radiator to replace this, because this is garbage in my opinion, having plastic radiators. They're all like that now. All the manufacturers have gone to it, but you can get relatively inexpensive replacement all aluminum radiators that have a 40 to 50% more cooling capacity, therefore can handle better heat conditions. It's the way to go. So let's start off with this upper radiator hose. Let's see if we can get him off. First, you're going to want to, I did this off camera, but you're going to want to pry him off. He's right here. Get him out of the way. Next off is, and I have a tray underneath to catch all of the coolant, because a bunch is going to come out as soon as I pull this. If I can get her out. Coming slow but sure. It's coming out. Just gotta kind of work it side to side. Alright, are we ready for Niagara Falls? Make sure the tray underneath is catching everything. So yeah, it failed. Right here, I can see this O-ring, this whole area in here, it's all smushed. Yeah. So coolant was sneaking by that and then dripping right onto the belt. And for UN54 owners, that's a nightmare. This belt, it's the nightmare of the worst nightmare. It's the worst thing for you, because if you spin that belt off, then you got other issues, and they're a lot bigger in scale. But yeah, I can see where the internal O-ring was flat right here. If I could get this guy out, I could probably show you better. So yeah, the O-ring had a flat spot in it. Yep, right down here. It's too bad. You can see right there, it's flat. This hose is a Gates hose, and I bought it about a year ago. But the O-ring failed on it. I'm not even going to bother with it. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy off without breaking him. And like I said, you want to gently pry. Got lucky there. So they give you little spots to stick your screwdriver in, so you can pry up. That way you're not putting pressure on the neck. Now I got one more down here. Pull the clip out. It's just a push clip like that. And then same thing over here. Gently pry both sides, working it back and forth. Push down. And the upper radiator hose is out. Okay. Try and get most of that off. See if I can get him up high enough to... Okay, let's see if we can fix this Frankenstein mess here. And take the hose clamp off my patch job. It's always good if you're an N54 owner. It's kind of the joke of the day, but it's always good to have a coil, a spark plug, a fuel pump module. What else are you going to need? Radiator fluid, a piece of hose. You should all carry these things where the rear tire, spare tire should be. And a floor jack. Oh, that's funny. You need all kinds of stuff, so travel with an extra coil, an extra spark plug, because, you know, if a coil goes out, you can just grab one in the back of your trunk and plug a new good coil, and there goes your misfires are all fixed. Yeah, these cars are notorious for having just everything go. But the power is so worth the pain in the butt that they are. The power that these motors generate and the potential that what you can do with these engines is unreal right now. I'm watching people making 900 to almost 1,000, 980 on the dynos, and they're stock bottom ends. How many motors do you know of? Other than the 2JZ, that's the only other one that I really know of. Now you can make 1,000 horsepower on a stock motor. I'd like to see anybody with the M3 do that one. I want to see a stock motor make 1,000 horsepower on an M3. Let's see it. Just my take on it, folks. It's nothing personal. I love the BMW community. I love all you guys. M3s, M5s, my dream cars. You know, I'm not hating on anybody. I love all you content creators. I give you guys the biggest thumbs up and props. It's just, you know, just my perspective on things. And of course it's skewed towards the N54 because it's what I own. But I love all you guys out there in YouTube. I got mad respect for you. You know, anybody who's developing content and creating for themselves, God bless you, you know. More power to you. And I'm supporting you. I subscribe to all kinds of channels. Okay, enough with the talk. Yeah, see, look. Perfect example. Just trying to pull this tube out, it literally just snapped on me. Yeah, it's like that. Just, I mean, BMW? What? Nice quality there. I can dig it. It's high end there. I mean, you got the highest end plastic in the world. Oh, yeah. Alright, that's in my under tray now. I gotta fish him out. Yeah, that kind of just A little bit disappointed in BMW right now. Why, all they had to do was this. But no, they did this. I mean, really? That's so funny. What the hell? I mean, it just crumbles as soon as I touch it. Alright. High quality. If it's made of plastic, it's gotta be high quality. It's not that a piece of aluminum's any better. Nope. Plastic, the wave of the future. We can recycle the whole car if it's made of plastic. I get that. We're trying to go green. But some things like this expansion line, like, get real, really? You're telling me I bought that piece of aluminum for $2. I guess 2 times 43,000 vehicles probably get pricey. Let's see if I can even get this guy out of here now. Need a pick tool. Or a small screwdriver. Let's see if we can get this guy out of here. Yeah, the primary use of plastics is just to save on cost. That's it. And I understand if you're a business, being a former business owner, I get it. You're trying to maximize the shareholders' portfolio. But I don't believe in just doing anything out of namesake, you know, depending on your name and your former reputation to bail you out when it comes to stuff like this. It's uncalled for in my book. You really don't need to put out this type of product for the amount of money you're asking. I might just cut the end off of this hose, but I'd like to actually save it. This guy's being really stubborn. And it's funny, this hose, they put it all plastic and then they put a little tiny aluminum tip on it so they could get a hose clamp around it without breaking it. Fantastic. It's a bit of engineering there. Yeah, you gotta have patience. Most of this time, this stuff doesn't actually come out like you'd want it to. But just a little patience and perseverance, and you'll eventually get it. So yeah, that was what was in there. A little tiny aluminum insert. $60,000 car with a 2-cent piece of aluminum in there for the coolant pipe. Sweet. But I wouldn't have content. I love this car. It's providing me a lot of good content. And that's good for you guys. You guys get to see the whole process. It's weird, it had like a protective sleeve that aluminum was in, but it doesn't want to come out of this hose either. It's okay. Just that's one way to do it. Just hook the sucker in there and then rip them out. Alright, there's one end done. Now let's see if we can get this in. So off camera, I had to squeeze that little guy right there, that clamp, that compression clamp, and then pull him down. Now, this is the trick. Can we get him to come off without stabbing myself? Yeah, you basically got to work a pick tool all the way around the hose. I'm using a little small screwdriver. And out he goes. He's another little $2 insert into the plastic. Garbage. Come on, BMW, really? I mean, wow. It's got like a paper liner on the inside. Like, really? Jesus. And this is what strands people. This little piece of crap hose. This little piece of crap hose breaks, leaks all your fluid out, and you're stuck and you need a wrecker. My goodness, really? Guys should have been yelled at. Another lawsuit, man. Stupid parts. Stranding people for no reason. Alright. Now that that's done, Let's get Tim's modified DIY do-it-yourself, kick-ass hose that's made of solid aluminum. Let's get him on there. Let's kick-ass race style. None of this plastic garbage. Let's see if I can get this clamp. It looks better already. Really, guys? That's all you had to do? I'm just like, all they had to do is this. A simple piece of aluminum tubing that was $2. $2 at the hardware store keeps you from a $100 tow bill. Crap. Let's try this again. Try number 2. Voila. Tim's modified cooling system. So, modified hose. Looks OEM to me. Let's feed it on through here. And it even fits in the factory clips. Well, let me show you. These are the factory clips. It just pops right in there. Sweet. Okay, now that I got my modified hose there, let's get this guy on there. First thing you want to do is this bottom one. And then you want to work him down into position so you can get the lower hose. And there's little channels. They have little channels. So the hose only goes on through the channels. And last not least, the upper one. But before we do the upper one, let's wipe all this coolant out of here. Get as much coolant as you can wiped up. If you see any part of the belt that's really slick, take something like a rag and get it all cleaned up. Because if you need to try and find leaks later, you need to make sure all the residual is gone. That way you can see exactly where it's leaking from. See any coolant on any of the belts, any of the pulleys, get it all wiped up. Okay, on to the main event. Sure. That nothing, no debris, nothing is on the sealing surfaces. I want to make sure it has a nice clean surface for that O-ring to slide over. So get all the dirt, debris, everything off. O-rings sometimes kind of difficult to line up. But you want to get it on all the way. You'll know when you've bottomed out. A little more. Takes some coaxing sometimes. Just gotta have patience. The hose literally up against the oil filter housing. There's a ledge, and you gotta push the hose all the way to the ledge. That's how you know it's like a backstop. It'll quit going in, but you want to give one good little tug, push it on. Looks like I'm up against that backstop. That's as far as it's gonna go. You can tell because you can pull on the hose and it shouldn't slide back at all, and it's not. So we're in. And that, let me do one more thing. Let me get him on here, hopefully without breaking it. Adjust the lighting here. Okay, so instead of trying to do that and risk breaking it, we'll just ditch this guy, because they're one-time use hose clamps. Sometimes you can get away with pushing them on, but one-time use hose clamps been used too much. Let's just go for the good old traditional hose clamp. Okay, he's on nice and tight. Let's go over to our other side here. Hook up to our expansion tank. This is all off camera, but there's the expansion tank. And that's pretty much it, folks. So, sorry about that, but definitely, this is a worthwhile modification to do. one of the first ones you should do on your N54, go down to the hardware store. They sell aluminum tubing. That one had some crap in it, but get some aluminum tubing and it will save you $100, $200, $300, whatever your tow bill, however far out you are. That little piece right there will leave you stranded. Don't mess around with that. Just get rid of it. It's a stupid idea by BMW. Piece of plastic for a crossover tube. That tube comes all the way up. Adjust this. Yep, so it comes all the way. Goes down. This is normally plastic. You know, and it grows all the way over and then connects to your upper radiator hose. So do yourself a favor. Replace this guy, and it's super easy. I just showed you. You just take some pliers and some pick tools and pick out that old little piece of aluminum insert, the only little piece of aluminum they have, and just replace it with your own tube. So thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you for liking, subscribing. Like I say, hats off to all the content creators out there. I'm not a hater. I love all you guys. It's been a lot of fun, and I just want everybody to know that I'm really enjoying this, sharing with you, letting you guys get the mechanics perspective. You know, all I have left is to actually put the snorkel on, but I gotta really re-top off the coolant and check for leaks. But like I said, thanks again for watching Tim's BMW DIY. I will see you on the flip side, everybody. So long.